Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, August 22nd, 2022, 10:23 a.m. New York City time. And just a really quick video here, guys. So I recorded the video on Saturday on this strategy, this 210 EMA with shifted to the right two periods in the 50 EMA. So go back and watch that video if you haven't already. I posted it on Saturday. It's the video prior to this one. And in that video, one of the charts I was talking about, and I said we probably should do a follow-up on, was the Euro-Aussie. Now, at the time, over the weekend, the Euro-Aussie was doing something like this, okay? We had no long signal. I'm not going to rehash the whole thing. There was no long signal. And I said that I anticipated this was going to go down just based on the shape that we had this downtrend, and then we had this sideways corrected move, but we would wait for a signal. Now, the signal came in last night during the Asian session. Now, I will tell you I got in a little bit late. I left probably about 20 pips on the table for two reasons. One, I don't usually trade during the Asian session, and two, I wasn't home for the first about 3.5 hours of the Asian session when this signal actually occurred, which was around, the signal came in around 7:30 p.m. New York time, which is about 2.5 hours into the Asian session. I was not home. So I'm not making excuses, I'm just saying. But we did get the signal, and then when I got home later, I did see it, and I went ahead and took the short. And you can see here, I'm already out of it. And I got out of it because we got down to this was kind of my first target down here, and I mentioned this on the video too, which was about 100 pips. And I got out, right about in this area when I saw this big wick. And I took about 85 or 90 pips. You can see the trade here. Again, if I had gotten in back here when I should have, it would have been more like 100 pips, which is what I originally was targeting, but that's okay. Now, I don't think this is necessarily done going down. I think it's a corrective move, but if we go out to a longer time frame, I think, another target would be back down here and certainly back towards these lows. But for now, I'm out of it. And I just wanted to highlight it, that again, guys, through this area in here, we had no long signal, okay? We had this initial short, which if you miss this, then, you're going to wait for the next setup. And so, we had basically no long here, even though, because these candles here broke up and the moving average broke up, but both of them didn't, so there was no long. You could have taken a short maybe right here. It's not really a great signal, so I probably wouldn't have taken that. So honestly, guys, again, and right through here, of course, there was no long or short signal. And again, we had this nice signal form right here. The other thing I wanted you to notice, which I don't think I mentioned on the last video, when these signals tend to occur, you usually will see these moving averages start to compress and become much closer together. During these corrective moves, especially sideways ones, you notice that the moving averages will spread out. You see how much more space there is in between these here? And then when the signal actually occurs, how they tighten because the move becomes more impulsive. You can see that again up here. Okay, during the impulsive move, they're tight, and then, during these choppy sideways move, they tend to widen, and the moving averages get choppy too. So there was your signal. Technically occurred, either the close of this candle or the close of this candle. Okay, just take your pick, either this one or this one. Is only a half hour apart. And again, that's, about 20 pips away from where I got in. So that's what I'm saying. I left probably 20 pips on the table. But I'm okay with that. I still picked up close to 90 pips on this one. And I'm good with that. So I'm out of it now. We'll keep an eye on it. It is Monday, so I don't tend to trade a lot on Mondays because the markets don't tend to be really directional on Mondays. A lot of, coming out of the London session, they tend to move a little bit sideways. But anyways, guys, there's an example. I told you I wanted to do a follow-up, and that this shows you how effective this would have been if you had caught this. And like I said, I missed a little bit of it just because of when it occurred and the fact I just literally wasn't home. Well, that's okay. I did get in and did take some pips off of that. Just quickly on other things, I was watching the Kiwi Canadian for a possible move up but it's not looking too great right now. But again, there's no signal, so I'm certainly am not in a long here, as you can see. But it was one I was watching. This is really not a signal. When the moving average comes up and just kind of runs along the 50, this is not a signal to me. I would want to see this be really impulsive and pointing up, not sideways. So right now there's no move right here, so we'll keep an eye on that. The Canadian yen, the CAD yen, I'm looking for this one for a potential turn down, which also would support this Kiwi Canadian going up, assuming that it's being driven by the Canadian dollar. Obviously, weakness in the Canadian dollar and either a strong or a neutral New Zealand dollar would force this pair up. And if we go over and we kind of look at the cross pairs, so for instance, CAD yen, I do like. I am watching CAD yen. Again, there's no signal right now. We're nowhere near having this moving average cross down. But you can see we are looking like we want to go down. We had this initial break. There was no signal even on this initial break. So I'm not looking to jump into this. Like I said, even right here, there was no signal even on this little initial push down. Now we've pushed right back up. And now it's trying to come down again. But I am keeping an eye on this. You can see we just opened another candle right here. And so we'll keep an eye on this. You can see the moving averages are starting to turn down. So I will keep an eye on that. That's probably one of the better ones I'm watching right now, and again, the Kiwi Canadian. If you look at Aussie Canadian, that had initially broken out. I did not take this. In fact, when I was looking at the Kiwi Canadian this morning, I realized I didn't even have my Aussie Canadian chart open because it's not a pair I trade very often. So when I did open it, I saw this. There was an entry back here, but we don't have it right now. And, this is hasn't really done too much since then. So, again, it's not a pair I really trade much, and this is why these Kiwi cross, CAD crosses, especially Aussie CAD and Kiwi CAD, can be very choppy, a lot of wicks, if you look back historically. But I'll keep an eye on it. So the Aussie CAD, I've kind of put that one aside. But the Kiwi CAD is a little bit behind the Aussie CAD. So this one, if we get a potential swing to the upside, could be a good entry right here. And I want to point out the fact that, again, if you look back at the last two times, this ran up here, okay, was right here, and at neither time did we get a buy signal. Even though we had an impulsive move up, we didn't get a buy signal because this one didn't go through. Over here, this was a news candle. I think I talked about this on the video Saturday, and again, neither one of them broke up because it popped up and immediately came right back down again. And so here we did have this one break through. We have this neutral one here. Again, this is not a signal when it kind of runs along here sideways. And now we're both moving sideways. And again, you can see we have a pretty wide range here. There's a lot of space in between these moving averages because we're moving sideways. But it is trying to form a little bottom here, I think. So this is one I'm keeping an eye on. So right now, like I said, Kiwi CAD long and CAD yen short are two potential ones that I'm looking at. There are some other ones too. But as of, this time, 10:30 on Monday, that's what I'm looking at. We might not see either one of these today just based on the time and the fact that it's a Monday, but who knows? I have some price alerts set on these to try to just keep an eye out in case they pop. I just try to estimate where the moving average will cross. So I do have a couple of price alerts set on both of these pairs to watch them. All right, but anyways, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to really point out this Euro-Aussie trade, and as a follow-up from our weekend. And again, go back and watch that video on the details of this trading strategy. It's pretty mechanical and simple, and just follow the rules and hold to the rules. Do not break them. Do not try to jump the gun. Do not use anything shorter than a 30-minute time frame for entries because it'll just generate too many false signals. And you'll take unnecessary losses for, you might you might get lucky and jump on a move a little bit sooner, but you're also going to have more losses. So in the end, it's probably not going to really benefit you very much. All right, the 30-minute is plenty short enough to still give you plenty of opportunities during the week without giving you unnecessary losses. Okay? All right, guys, I'll leave it there. Appreciate it. Questions, comments, concerns, drop them in the comments below. Click that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified when I post new videos. Appreciate the comments. And of course, smash the like button. Helps the YouTube algorithms. Thanks, guys. Have a good rest of your Monday. We'll talk soon. And we'll keep an eye on those other two pairs I mentioned as we go forward. And if there's any updates on them, I'll drop them in there. Okay? Thanks, guys.